Hey guys, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Pocket. In today's video, there is a few things that I want to cover. First of all, we do have the Wonder Pick event coming to an end, so make sure you get in and finish off your exchange with that in case you had a few items left. I always, with those events, get in early days and pick everything up because I'm really excited about it, and then I forget about them, and you don't want to miss any of the limited time rewards because they are quite nice. So we've got that one. Then we also have the new event, which is starting after the next daily reset after this video goes up, which is in about 7-ish hours from the time of recording this. It is going to be the PvP event where we have the 45 battle condition. I want to go through that. If you've already played through the previous one, then you probably know the gist of it. And then at the end of the video, I will go through some decks and stuff like that that will be fun. But the great thing about this event is it's not the win streak, so you can do it at your own pace and enjoy it however you want to. So let's get into it. All right, so first of all, let's just kick off the video by opening a pack, basically, because I want to open a pack. I did end up doing 10 packs on my free-to-play account here to try and get myself a Mew. I didn't do it, and then I got a Mew through the whatchamacallit, the Wonder Pick, which I was pretty happy about because that's all I wanted for a fun little deck that I've been building. But let's jump in, do a quick pack, see if you guys can bring me some luck over here on the free-to-play account. We didn't get anything there, nothing, rip the dream. I do need one more Sigilif though. I want one more of that thing so I can complete my Psychic deck that I've been having some fun with, which only requires one Mew. But let's jump in. So once again, we do have the Bulbasaur Wonder Pick event coming to an end with all those rewards that we have inside it. So if we go over here to missions, look at me, I got a mission done. Okay, don't even stress about that. If we go to the missions, once again, you should have completed most of them by now if you've been regularly logging in, but just check any extra points that you do have. You can go ahead and exchange for the Shine Dust if you have nothing left. As you can see, I've only got a few Shine Dust left to go, and we can go ahead and complete that. Once again, I think the next few events are going to be really nice for this type of stuff. When we look to the Squirtle and Charmander one, those are going to have some really nice rewards as well, but just go ahead and pick these up. Now let's jump over and take a look at the other event that we have going on, which is the Mythical Island Emblem event. If we jump over here, massive shout out to PTCG Pocket.gg. Dude, I always struggle to say that. But let's go ahead and take a look. Now, this is your standard emblem event. It's the same as the first one that we had. We'll go through the rewards and then we will talk about some decks. But obviously, you really want to get, during this period, there will be a separate version of PvP where you go into that one, and this is where you can play to get your 45 wins. Now, 45 wins is not where you want to stop. You actually want to stop at 50 wins because at 50 wins, you're going to get 2,000 extra Shine Dust. And a lot of people don't care. I am just hoarding the Shine Dust. I'm not really doing flares or anything like that, but you know, you never know what they may add in the future, or if you do end up wanting some flares and stuff like that, it's nice just to stock up for the sake of an extra 5 wins. Once you've done your 50 wins, you can go back into the normal section, or you can do what I do is during these events is once I've made the achievement, if I see someone with the badge, I will keep battling in that section. If I see someone with the badge, I will try and win. If I see someone without the badge, I'll try and win and then forfeit towards the end just to help them along their way to make it a bit easier for everyone. Yes, it costs you some wins, but hey, it makes you feel a little bit like you're doing your part to help people out. So what are we getting through the missions? The great thing about this one is, once again, all you have to do is participate in versus battles 10 times to get your hourglasses. Now, based on the way it worked last time, all you had to do is jump in and concede, and it didn't matter. So if you're someone who really is super casual, you're just there to open packs, and that's all you care about. You don't care about having the badge. You're not there for a flex. You obviously wouldn't care about the Shine Dust. If you're just there to open packs, you can jump in, you can forfeit 10 battles in a row, and you will get the extra 24 hourglasses. So you'll get yourself 2 extra packs for probably about 10 minutes of effort jumping in, leaving battle, jumping in, leaving battle. That's pretty much what you'll do, and you can go ahead and you can yoink all that stuff very, very easily in this event. It is very, very efficient. Now, the next thing I want to touch on quickly is something that I missed in the last one, which is actually a really cool upcoming Charizard theme set of stuff. So if you don't want to be spoiled on it, look away now, and then we'll go in and we'll talk about some decks for this event. Okay, so it's this one over here, which is the Premium Pass. Now, if we scroll all the way down, you can see you get all the mission standard Premium Pass stuff, and we do get an alternative Moltres. But the cool thing is all these Charizard things. Now, I have not actually, if we jump back over here, I have not actually gone through my 2-week no-cost trial yet on this. I was waiting from the start. I never exchanged it, and because it's my free-to-play account, this might be my time for my free-to-play account to go ahead and take my free trial and get this Charizard stuff. I love Charizard. The only Pokemon I love more than Charizard is pretty much Nidoking, so I think this is going to be the one where I finally do my free exchange over on my free-to-play account, because yeah, this is just too cool. All the themed Charizard stuff, especially that coin, looks absolutely savage. So I think this is going to be the one that I do. Just note that is coming up. Really love the Charizard themed stuff. Would have loved to see a Charizard EX, promo card, but I guess they think Moltres has more longevity than the Charizard EX because of its utility support to almost every high expenditure fire deck that comes along. So that's probably why they did it, to make it more meta, as opposed to something like the Pikachu, where it's like, yes, some people use Pikachu in the Pikachu Raichu setup, but it's not like a very impactful card. But we do also have the new Pikachu now as well. But anyway, that is that one. Now let's talk about some decks for the upcoming event. So first of all, the decks I think we will see the most usage of is definitely Celebi. The Celebi deck is it's just really good, and more than anything, it's really fun. So good and fun is a great combo. There's a few different ways you can play it. I've seen it played with the Executors. I've seen it played with the Lilligant. My personal favorite at the moment is the Delmise build, where you just run the Celebis, the Superior Iron, the Delmise, and then you keep your 2 Ericas in there, gives you really good sustain, and you just have high swing power. I really do enjoy this deck, but I think this is one we will see a lot of, so countering that is going to be good. Another deck I think we're going to see a lot of is the Mewtwo deck. With the addition of the Mew, there's different ways you can play this once again, but this thing got so much support with a Mew. Running 2 Mews in this deck is fantastic. Gives you a really solid wall that's easy to retreat, and also with the addition of Budding Expeditioner, it gives us the option to actually bounce it back to hand and heal all that damage that it took if we are playing it as a wall. Otherwise, if we are using it for energy, then we can retreat it and keep going. And the Muse obviously gives Mewtwo a great counter to things like Charizard, also good in a mirror match against other Mewtwo, but that's a whole topic for itself, mirror matches. Then we also got the Mythical Slab, which gives us more access to getting into those Pokemon. Now, this deck here that I'm looking at, it's not as efficient with it because we are running 10 items and 10 Pokemon. I like this slab more in off-meta decks that run more Pokemon, so that you have more chance of making it work, but it is still a 50, like when you're running 10 and 10, it's basically on average like around a 50% chance to get a +1, which is a pretty good card all in all, in my opinion. So, and the other thing is it's not a supporter, so and spam away with it. So I do think we will be seeing a lot of those 2 decks. I anticipate those 2 will be the ones we see the most. As for what to play, the great thing is you can play whatever the hell you want. It's the 45 win event. If you want to experiment with, and because these events normally have a lot of people playing quote-unquote meta, it's a great opportunity to test decks out against the meta, and that's what I am going to use it for. I'm going to use it for testing random decks that I really enjoy and I'm having fun with at the moment. For instance, like this one here, which is, I'll do a whole video on this one, but this is my Psychic deck, which is all about just getting the combo pieces for 2 stage 3s and having Mew as a backup. It's a bit of fun, not meta, but that is what I'm going to be playing because I think it's going to be a ton of fun, but you can bring anything. Because I think we will see a lot of Celebis, you can go ahead and you can bring the Blaine deck with, your bloody, dude, I've just brain farted for a sec, your Ninetales and Rapidash. You could run something like this, bring that in. This is the old school one, so if you are someone who's been saving on it, and you've only done, obviously, whatever free packs you've had on the set, well, then this is still a perfectly viable option. If you want to go in for an evolution of that, we've got things like the Moltres version of it, which is running the new Rapidash. So this one, you need to beef up these ones. The whole idea is, it's kind of like the Arcanine type concept, this one, but you're just loading up the Rapidash and Ninetales really quickly with the Moltres in front, and then you bring them out and you try and sweep. You do have coin flips and stuff. Low-key, I kind of prefer the other build, but there are different versions of this with Moltres. We've got the new Volcarona as well. What else have we got? We've got... You can still run the Arcanines and stuff. You got a bunch of different ways, but this one just abuses the Blaine once again to let you have some big swings. So you can do stuff like that if you haven't pulled too much. Another deck that I really like using in these events, even though I know Gyarados is a thing now, and you can play Gyarados in these water decks. I've done max spend twice. I refuse to use all my pack points to get 2 Gyarados copies. I have not got one yet, so I'm trying to get it from Wonder Pick. It's the only card I don't have. Like, I got playsets of everything else besides Gyarados. So obviously, if you want to play the Gyarados, that is going to be a thing. The Gyarados Vaporeon Starmie type deck. Sorry, kids just walked in. So yeah, we've got those types of decks, but I always like the water decks, whether it be Articuno, whether it be the Starmie. I'm a big fan of Starmie and Greninja. It's just the one that I enjoy the most at the moment. But the thing with the water decks is you can get quick wins, because if you just get some Misties early on, you can just absolutely shift the tempo and dominate a game. So I do think the water one is going to be good for quick wins. Same with Pikachu EX. This is a deck that can win very quickly. We do have the addition of the Dene in here. You can play whichever version you want. You can play the Surge Raichu version. I still like Blitzel and Zebra Striker. I just really love that tech in this one with the Zapdos EX and the Pikachu EX. So I think that's going to be one to get quick wins. I think, yeah, those would be my 2 options for like trying to get quick wins. Other than that, you can try and, you know, counter the meta, which I made a video on this deck that I absolutely love. There's a few different ways that you can play it. I run it with a Mew, which is going to be the Wheezing Scolipede. Works really well in general with the poison plays, but then you still have the Mew to counter some of those big threats as well, which is fantastic. So you can really choose whatever you want. But like I said, I think the main things we will be seeing will be the Celebi EX deck and the Mewtwo deck. I think they will be dominant. And then I think we'll also see a lot of Pikas, a lot of Waters, and then a fair bit of Fire as well. But those are the main decks we'll see. Once again, you can experiment with whatever you want. But if you haven't been pulling on Mythical Island, you can still use any of the decks previously. For instance, just the Charizard Arcanine deck. This is still a really solid deck that you can just go ahead and bring in, and you can start swinging and try and win games with that. This is the one I actually used for the win streak event last time, so this is a perfectly valid deck even in this new set. It's going to be fine to go ahead and slap things. It's going to be a bit slower compared to the standard meta at the moment, but you can still make it work. So those are your options. Play essentially whatever you want, but then, you know, play some of the faster decks if you're looking for quick wins because you don't want to hang around. And once again, if you are someone who doesn't care about the metal, you don't care about wins, just go ahead, forfeit 10 games. You'll get yourself 2 extra packs. Happy days. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.